back to the You Are Amazing show here at Exeter High School in the TV studio. I'm happy to be back today to talk about you. This show is about you. You are amazing. We've been having fun here talking about you and the amazing person that you are. And I'm not kidding. We are all amazing. It's, you know, so many of us feel beat up sometimes and we don't feel like we're amazing. And you hear all these gurus talking about how to be a millionaire and great and all these unbelievable things, and you're sitting there in your life and you're like I said, you're beat up, you don't have the job you want, your wife left you, some life happens, you know, life happened and you're sitting there and you're like, what happened? And you don't feel amazing, you feel awful, and some days it's hard to get up, and some of you may feel great and you're going on and throughout your life, but there's an underlying thing in you that you don't feel that joy, that happiness that you think you should have. And you know, we're here in this show to remind you that you are this amazing being, and we want to help you uncover that and go on a search, seek, and find that amazing person that I guarantee that you are. And that's why we're here today. It's a story, it's a show about you. And what are my qualifications? I'm just an ordinary Joe, but my cool thing in life is that I meet a lot of really great people. I meet people who help people become better people. And those are the people I want to hang around with. You know, you look at your life now, and if you're sitting there and you're hanging around with people who aren't really getting anywhere and complaining about everything and just miserable all the time, that's why you're probably miserable. Hang around with people who are working out, who are happy, who are going after life. Try to make friends with those people and you'll feel better. And that's what I'm blessed at. In my life, I have a restaurant and I meet a lot of people, and I meet a lot of these healthy people because we have smoothies and we talk about wellness and nutrition all the time. And so I get to meet these wonderful people. And so that's why I decided to do this show, because I wanted to bring these people to the community as public service, because these people are servants. They have their businesses, but the core level in their being is they want to help you. They want to help you become a better person. And so that's my qualifications. I know some really cool people, and that's why I have this show, and that's why I come here each week to talk to you about how you are amazing. So that aside, like I said, there's a lot of self-help things that you're sitting there, and people, that's where they get you on TV. You're sitting there, you're not feeling well, you're not out living life attacking, so you're sitting there, and what do you see on TV? You see all these infomercials, these little gadgets on how to get fit, or how to do this, or how to become a multimillionaire in real estate with none of your own money and not knowing anything and being this and being that, and that's going to make you happy, and you're sitting there and you're hearing all that stuff. So, and a lot of people, like I have when I was younger, you know, you try things and you're like, wow, I'm still not happy. I'm not there. And, you know, so the other thing that we talk about on this show, they're the cornerstones that I see in life that'll really give you true success and true happiness. And that's to love, to give, to serve, and forgive. When you do these basic things, and it's a lifelong process and it's not perfect, when you do these things as a cornerstone, as a baseline in your life, and you try to live that way, and then you take these modalities, these healing modalities, these growing and becoming a better person modalities, that's when you start blossoming into the amazing person that you are. So, you know, and it's as easy as, when I say serving, what do I mean by that? That may be volunteering in your community, be a coach. What if you tell me, oh, I'm working 2 jobs, I have no time to be a coach? How about after the game when the coach who coaches your son in baseball is carrying a huge bag and he's walking to his car, and you go up and you say, oh, let me carry that for you. He'll probably say no, but you say, no, you do a lot, let me do this. And you take the bag and you carry it for him. Or you bring coffees out of nowhere to the coaches, because I coached. It takes a lot of time. And you bring coffees out of the blue to take care of these. That's serving. You know, forgiving, loving your family, and being a good person. I could talk about that forever, but you know, that's the baseline. So if you start there, and then you get into the things we're going to be talking about on this show. And today, we're going to be talking about fitness. And that's a huge part of becoming the amazing person you are. Because no matter what you do in life, if you're going to be a school teacher, or you want to be a business person, or whatever, you want to be an athlete, you know, having a physical body that's strong and that can do things when you need it to do things, lifting, doing, you know, whatever, and feeling vibrant. It's hard to be that amazing person when you don't feel vibrant. You eat 3 Twinkies and you're like, all right, I want to be that amazing person. Let me go do 10 push-ups or let me do this. No, you feel like taking a nap and you go on the sofa and you watch TV. So it's as much about the food, and my guest will also talk about that, as getting your body in shape and feeling better. So again, this is a key element of being that amazing person. And if depends where you're starting from. We're going to talk about, give you some basic exercises that you could do right at your house, that you could start taking one step at a time to getting into shape, so you can do all these other things we talk about in this show. Not only that, so you can feel good about yourself. In honor of this show today, the fitness show, I have not run look, I'm talking about this, right? Like I said, I'm not an expert. I ran 4 miles today for the first time in 4 or 5, months. 4 miles. And before, when I get going again, I'll only do a mile or two and say, oh man, this is hard. I haven't ran in a while. I better walk the rest. And then I would walk the rest. My head said that. I can't do it because I haven't done it. Today I said, because I've been learning these principles, what are you talking about? Just do it. And I ran 4 miles and back. My head a couple of times wanted me to stop, but I didn't. And it was okay. So, with this show on fitness, I went out and did my run. And I want to talk about the mind for just like 30 seconds. The mind will stop me from running for the last 4 to 6 months. My mind, or limiting beliefs, or whatever it is. The gyms are full in January with their resolutions, then come back in April or May, they're not full anymore. The real people who work out can't wait until the first few months of the year is over so they can get their gym back. What happens to people? What happens to the mindset that makes me stop running when I run, I feel good. I get ideas, I calm down, my mind never stops, and running really helps me. What stops me from lifting, right? And I want to show, we're going to cut out to this clip now. It's from the Huffington Post. It's, China in their, from when they're younger, activity and working out is a part of their lives, Tai Chi and all these things. And you'll see in this video, you'll see these people who are in their 70s, working out. You'll see a person doing gymnastics and lifting his own body weight up. And, their mind didn't tell them, I'm 70, it's over, the game's over, let me stop working out. And that's the power of what you're seeing in this video. There was another, and the video can continue to run, but there was another study done by a Harvard psychologist. She took 6 people in their 70s and had them for a week and brought them to an environment that was 30 years. She took them back 30 years. So what she did, she isolated these people into their life 30 years ago. So that means they were watching Howdy Doody. They were, opening up an old refrigerator that they had in the 1950s. She basically transported them for a week back into this life, so they were 30 years younger. And these people, after a week, it was amazing. With no major physical exercise, they became stronger, more nimble. Cognitive abilities increased, I think, 20%. One guy at the end of the experiment did away with his cane. He felt younger and more vibrant. The mind is a powerful thing, and we're going to talk a little about that. I'm going to introduce my guest now, Matt Lawrence of Ironman Fitness. He's doing amazing things in my community, in the Exeter community. I see him a lot in my restaurant. I see the people he brings into the restaurant. I see clients of his. I see people's lives he's changing. He's the real deal. There are a lot of people out there doing the same thing. I only bring the real deal here, and Matt Lawrence of Ironman Fitness is the real deal. So let's welcome Matt.
Hey, thank you very much.
How's that? How's that?
Good seeing you.
You too.
Thank you.
Come on, sit down.
Thanks.
Or you can do like 20 deep knee bends as you talk, because I know you're a man of ceaseless activity.
Yeah, we started at 4:30 this morning. We won't get done till about 8 tonight, but that's a normal day at Ironman Fitness.
It's a normal day. What's tonight, at 6? Or?
6, 7. Yeah, we get done by 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight. Classes run all the way through. That'll be high school kids tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have adults tonight. Tonight is Thursday, right?
Yeah.
I have adults tonight till almost 8 o'clock.
Well, that is a nonstop day. How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 58.
Oh, are you? No
Yeah,
kidding,
58.
man.
Yeah.
I'm 50.
Yeah,
I thought you were at least 50 or younger.
No, I get a little more than that on you. So.
See, it's in the mind. It's activity. It's working out. It's doing what he does.
Consistent. Well, you have to think about putting your own mask on first. So that means like take care of yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others? Yeah. And that's kind of the thing we like to do. We always like to make sure guys have a good schedule, good workout, do the right thing, and then our other trainers will come out and help you when you come to us.
So you're a personal trainer. I've been in your gym. My son comes 3 times a week now, my 12-year-old. And so you have a facility, and then main thing is personal training and motivation, because most people that I know give up when they do it on their own.
Well, one of the big things that we have a lot of beginners that'll come to our gym. And beginners are so shy because they don't know what they can and can't do. Through the guidance of the trainers that we have there and all of my staff, we always make sure that these kids are successful in their first week. So every time they do an exercise, we make sure they do it slow, right, and easy. We try to monitor everything they do so they do everything correctly. And if you do things correctly, the next thing you know, it gets easier. They do it themselves, and they're building their confidence at the same time. So
that's why I brought Danny to you, my 12-year-old, is because I lifted weights a lot in high school. I played football, and I lifted a lot. And so I started to show him, but I was uncomfortable with that, especially at that age. They're young.
Right.
So I was a little uncomfortable, and it's funny. I know you because you come in a lot, but it's amazing how many people I bring up Danny. Oh, he should see Matt. He should see Matt. My old friend who's into Pilates and what have you. He said, I know. I'll talk to Matt, but I wasn't asking really for help. Right. I wanted to do it, but the universe said, get Danny in.
Well, the young kids, we don't really lift that much. We do a lot of body weight stuff, strict body weight stuff. And we try and make sure their form is correct, because if we can get the form correct with the body weight stuff, then when they go to the weights, they'll have the correct form, the body be strong enough to handle everything. And
I knew you would know that, and I didn't. I could do ceaseless research, but I figured come to the expert. Since we're talking about kids, let's talk about you when you were a kid. How did you get? Were you athletic? Were you overweight? Were you into sports? What were you when you were young?
I was blessed.
How did you get into this?
I was born in New York City, but I moved to Jersey when I was very young, and we lived in an apartment complex, and everybody played every day. And I didn't have Xbox. I didn't have all those games. I didn't have the cable TV. We were outside. You came home, whether you did your homework there and then after, but you were outside all day. And I was fortunate enough to live in an area that whatever the season was, that's the sport we played. It was the fall, we played football. In winter, we played basketball. We had a hill out back, so we went sleigh riding. I played a lot of stickball. I played a lot of tag, walked on fences, climbed on clotheslines, all that kind of stuff. Yep. And I did that all through grammar school, went to a local grammar school. And I was really fortunate enough that my parents sent me to maybe one of the better private schools in the country, Don Bosco Prep. I was a football player there, played 4 years of football, 4 years of basketball, 4 years of track.
Where was that, Don Bosco?
North Jersey, in Jersey, yep.
Track and football?
Track, football, played baseball during the summer, had a stint with the Baltimore Orioles in the minor leagues, played a team called the Lodi Orioles. They were A-League, so I got to play with some of those.
It's funny, you said football and track as the main sports, and then you mentioned baseball just in the summer, but then you were in
I did it all.
No, but I'm saying you ended up in Baltimore Orioles organization at the...
And I was fortunate. It was my local... I played youth baseball growing up. I didn't play high school baseball because I was doing track at the time. I just played every single sport I could.
You're a natural athlete.
I was fortunate enough to be, and I practiced every day because that was what was going on in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, today, not enough kids get outside and play. You see it very seldom. But the one thing you like about this area here, we have a ton of hockey players. And I cannot tell you how many parents put rinks up in their backyard in our area.
Really?
It's really a good thing to have. Getting back to, I never played hockey at all, but it's become one of my favorite sports, and I train a lot of hockey guys.
When I go into your gym, I see pictures of all these kids who went on to college and other things with autographs, and so you do a lot of hockey.
I do a lot of hockey. I actually started with hockey players. I started back in, I believe, 01, 02. I was coaching hockey at the rinks at Exeter. I was actually part of the original group that was there when the rinks opened, and I was fortunate enough to become a coach right away, and I became a assistant coach just to help out. And youth hockey is nothing.
So what did you do? Open a book and learn about hockey?
No,
to coach?
because no, I could skate. I could skate okay.
Yeah.
But I played with my kids. My kids wanted to play hockey, so I started playing with them. I actually developed like they did. So what I did then was when I was asked to coach, youth hockey is nothing more than fill the lanes and go to the net. So I was a very good basketball player. I knew the basketball game. Fill the lanes and go to the net. And that's how I taught hockey all the way up to high school and in juniors. I was fortunate enough to, I actually coached the Exeter high school team for 2 years with my good friend John Lesage.
Oh, no kidding.
And it was just a blessing in disguise. So getting back to how we started, is I was hanging around the rinks when it first opened up, and I got to know a lot of the high school guys. And I had a martial arts background also.
Did you box? Were you a boxer?
Yeah, I boxed and I fought in the Professional Karate Association. I had 25 pro fights, and I boxed professionally also. In 1987, 80, I can't remember, I fought for the world title. I had a 12-round title fight down in Pennsylvania. Nice. Unfortunately, I lost a 12-round decision, but it was all good. It was a great run. Listen, it was a great run.
And that was a martial arts, or that was
boxing? That was kickboxing. Yep.
Yeah.
Professional Karate Association. Yeah. And still to this day, I work with a lot of hockey players because as the hockey players get older, they still fight. So they do want to learn how to fight a little bit. So, so getting back to where we started, I was at the hockey rink and just hanging around with some of the high school kids, and some of the kids were helping coaching. I got to be friends with one of the high school guys named Ryan Clark. And he was a very good player for Exeter High School, went and played some juniors. But as he was trying out for a junior team, which is after hockey, he said, I got to get in shape. I said, look, I'll get you in shape. And I started training him. One thing led to the other. Now, taking a step back to the university, after I went to high school, I went to the University of Rhode Island. I played football at the University of Rhode Island. I was so fortunate.
What position were you?
I was a strong safety.
Okay.
Yep.
You're fast too, huh?
I was okay fast. I would have been a free safety. I was real fast. But I was so fortunate. I joined a fraternity who had 4 NFL players, 2 Olympians, and one of them, my good friend Jan Picker, was my roommate. He was on the 1980 Olympic shot putting team, and he still to this day is probably one of my go-to guys when I have a question about strength and conditioning. He was relaying information to me to help this guy Ryan Clark. So one thing led to the other. Next thing you know, Ryan wants 2 friends there. Now I got 5 kids. Now I need a place. So across the street from the rinks at Exeter, a good hockey goalie friend of mine named Rob Day, he says, I got a 600 square foot place up on top of his hockey training school. So that's how I started.
Nice. What year was that?
That was 01, 02, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And,
so you've always been around. It sounds like, because we talk about limiting beliefs, but it sounds like
there are no limiting beliefs.
Amen. But you know, a lot of people have people tell them they're no good. They can't do things. There's a lot of people. It sounds like you had supportive parents. You were blessed with the ability to be athletic and work hard. Then you had people in your lives. You hung around with some cool people, and that's what I talked about in the beginning of the show. It's really who you hang around with. You're hanging around with people who aren't doing anything, you're going to get nowhere. Get rid of them, right?
Get rid of them.
If you're hanging around with people like you and you use them and they help you and you help one another, you're calling asking for help. I have such a good network. Right. It's so important.
I have a very good network. And I'm very fortunate at my gym right now. I have a great staff. My staff, all the people that help me.
Some lady got you here. What was her name?
Kaylin Morrissey, Harrison Hollingsworth, Corey McCarthy, Cheryl Scott. And a lot of these people have come to me just through my gym. I really didn't go outside looking for people. These people have come through my gym. Every one of the trainers that I have ever had has come from my gym. One of my first original guys, Justin Miner, has now opened his own gym up in Portsmouth. He was with me for 5 years. And they still come back every now and then. Every one of my guys always do stop back.
You know, and that's really cool. And because you go in there and you feel the energy, and it's a positive energy. It's good. I want to talk about when you have athletes on the level of Ryan, when he's asking for help and he wants to achieve, it's hard to stop somebody like that because they're so tenacious.
Right.
They want it. You're molding a lot of young kids in our community. You do a lot with young kids, and you start them off like you said. And I heard you asking about who did you shovel today, or did you, you're doing more than, you're molding minds and bodies. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel when you see a kid think he can't do something? You're not the same as my football coach who may say, get up, you don't want to be a loser. Come on, you really, or do you do that? I don't think so.
I'm a positive influence. I
know, and that's why.
Everything is positive. There's no, that's kind of old school stuff.
That is.
Guys that are still doing that stuff, haven't matured to the new level. Everything should be corrected with a positive, corrected, and a positive.
What do you do with a young kid? My son's 12. He wants to give up. Oh, you notice in his traits, maybe he doesn't have a supportive life. Maybe it's kind of crazy in the background. Usually, if they're there at your place, parents care enough. But you see something in them that they want to give up easy. What do you do? Or how do you?
Well, you just have to talk to them and encourage them to try it again. Maybe if they can't do an exercise, we'll modify it so he can be successful, so he can do the exercise, and then eventually progress to doing it the right way. everything has a progression and a regression. We may say do a body weight squat and he can't get all the way down because he doesn't have the mobility or flexibility in his ankles, or he doesn't have the ability to understand how to sit back. Don't forget, young kids don't know how to use their muscles yet. There's a lot of things that they can't even functionally do. So we just try and make sure, and I have to be honest with you, patience. Yeah. Patience is a big thing. And one of the big things that we teach is that consistency wins. If you're consistent and you follow the program, we guarantee you success.
I like that. I like that. And you're also blessed with an innate ability, and I've seen it in action. When you're working with kids, you're able to build them up in a way, and I saw you working with this kid. You're just so soft. You're a tough guy and you work out, but then you get to a kid and you just intuitively, I don't know how you do it, but you just sense, because he was out of the corner of your eye, but I just saw you slow down and you looked and you just all of a sudden slowed down and moved from him and went right. I get goosebumps when I talk about this stuff because it's huge stuff. And you started to help this kid, and all of a sudden I saw him, the next few exercises he did, it was amazing. And I don't know if you were always that intuitive or you had that with kids, but I want to tell the parents out there, if you have kids and you're worried about them getting into shape or they're in sports and you want to help them more, that Matt's a real good resource at Ironman, because I saw this firsthand. But if you want to speak to that.
Well, one of the things is that since I have trainers that I can trust on the floor, I have the ability to walk around the floor and watch the whole thing develop. So if I see something that maybe one of the young guys are struggling with, I can go over there and help him. And the program continues, and I'm still helping. I just really like to be able to, and I'm always positive. And maybe I'll ask a question for us. Hey, do you think that felt good? No, I mean, listen, you made a good effort at it, but this is the way to do it right. Now let me see you try it that way. There's how you do it. Now just try and do it that way again.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a blank canvas with them. What do you do with a guy like me who, I run a couple of businesses, I'm busy, the restaurant's been a lot of work trying to get it to where I want it to be, and I'm telling you, I've always been in shape, and I feel good, and I'm telling you, even though I haven't ran, I probably do 4 miles a day not running.
Yep.
Pretty
much so.
I do run, and I will get down and do some push-ups, and but between me or someone else, if you take care, a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home dad, and you want to get them, they were never working out. How do you, because people give up so easily when it comes to their body.
Well, the thing that we have to teach them is, and especially with my adults, as we get older, you're going to lose your flexibility and mobility before you lose your strength. So those are things that we have to work on, is flexibility and mobility. Remember how your grandmother, when you see your grandmother, she was sliding around, just walking with her slippers, bent over, hunched over, because she hasn't done any exercise in such a long time. We can't let that happen. The old school stuff of lifting heavy weights for adults, back squatting, doing crazy stuff. And I have to be honest with you, running sometimes is good. I am not a big fan of running slow, long distance, because eventually, for adults, knees, lower back, going to act up. There's so many other things that we can do. And as a matter of fact, when we talk about exercising, if we put a few exercises together and we do them one right after another, I could get you a cardiovascular effect faster than you can when you're running long, slow distance. Yeah. Cardiovascular is nothing but opening up of a heart valve. So if I made you do 10 jumping jacks, 10 squats, 10 push-ups right in a row, I think your heart be pumping pretty good. So let's say we did that consecutively for like 10 minutes. How do you think your heart be pumping?
Yeah, not only that, and it's funny because I saw a report on PBS where they did a study on exertion over 2 to 3 minutes, done for like 10 minutes, broken up, was much more beneficial than an hour workout cardio. Well, it was amazing. I saw the data physically.
Yes, not to give you a knock on running, but marathon runners, anybody that runs a marathon, half marathon and above, you're better off sitting on the couch and being a couch potato because of all the stress these are high-end marathons, all the stress that it puts on your heart. Yeah.
I like doing it for my mind. It slows down.
That's a good one.
But I want you to take us through some exercises. People at home, if they want to get started, and you can start now, and we want them to start now and make that commitment. And for the next 21 days, I want you to get up every day. I want you to look in the mirror and say, I'm healthy, I'm well, I can do it, I'm strong, I'm vibrant. Every morning, write it down on a piece of paper, put it on your mirror for the next 21 days, and let's do what Matt's going to show us now. And you're going to start having beneficial effect, and you're going to start feeling
real simple. Just if you could take 3 exercises that you've known from even when you were a child, okay? So we could do a couple little easy things. First of all, the old school jumping jacks, and you know what they are. You just jump straight up, straight down, back and forth here, back and forth here.
Yep.
We good here? Yeah. All right. Just do some jumping jacks. Do 10 jumping jacks. And then let me see you do this, 10 body weight squats. Now, when you do the squats, make sure we keep our backs flat. Here's the first one here, just like this. Now I'm going to turn sideways to show you. See how my back stays flat? Nice and flat. Stick your bum back. Don't think about sticking it down, because then we get it arched in front and we'll fall over. So if we do a good squat, we're right in here. And notice how my thighs are parallel to the ground. Don't do any shorty ones. And then the last one, if you can, we can do a push-up. Now, everybody's going to try and do a push-up. And we do nice good push-ups here, down to the ground, up. And if you can't do them, and most of you will struggle in the beginning, go to your knees. Down and up. Now, do 10 jumping jacks, 10 bodyweight squats, and 10 push-ups. Do them in a row. That'll get your heart going.
You do them one after another?
One right after another.
Yep.
Try doing that for 5 minutes, and let me know how it goes.
All right, let's go. I'm ready.
All right, you're going to do that right now?
What am I doing first?
10 jumping jacks.
All right.
Yeah, you're good. 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 With a moderate pace.
I'm healthy. I'm well.
There we go.
I'm vibrant.
10. Now do 10 squats. Right? Sit back. Go. There we go. 10. Good. There we go.
Lean forward? No?
Yeah, you're good right there. Keep the weight in your heels. Push your knees out. That's it. Good.
Pushing.
Good.
I feel terrific.
Yeah, you feel terrific. We're going to watch your heart rate go up right now, too. Here we go. And now do 10 push-ups. There we go. Good.
All right, Coach.
10 push-ups right there. Oh, go ahead. You maybe can do 50. You're doing pretty good there, Ed. Good. Nice. Stay tight. Good. Now, stand up.
Heart's going.
Talk to me.
Yep, heart's going.
Say the Pledge of Allegiance. You remember the Pledge of
Pledge
Allegiance?
of allegiance to the flag. I need to do
Of
a
the
few more
United States of America.
Of the United
and
States
to
of
the-
America.
and to the republic
for which it stands. You want me to
One
slur? Is that
yeah,
why?
say you didn't slur. You didn't slur. That was good.
I was thinking, why does he want me to do
Yeah.
this? Because I just
So
ran 4 miles.
sometimes-
Come on.
And that's a great test for you.
That's funny.
That's a great test for you. If your respiratory, you feel like you're really breathing hard, see if you can say the Pledge of Allegiance without gasping. There's a real test for you right there. So that exercise, those 3 exercises there for 5, 10, 15 minutes, I guarantee your heart rate will be going.
So yeah, you're sitting down now, you're watching TV, 10 o'clock Sunday morning this airs, or any other time. They play it throughout the day and night. Just stop and do it now. Do it when you're watching TV. That's a perfect time, right?
Yeah.
Anytime.
Anytime.
How about throughout the day? Does it even make sense if you're at work, you're lethargic, instead of going for the Twinkie, I said Twinkie twice today, I can't believe it. Instead of going for that or whatever, can you just do that for a few minutes?
Listen, I think you could do that right after before your lunch.
Yeah.
That would take you 5 minutes, get your heart rate up a little bit, relax a little bit, go eat your lunch, be done.
Gotcha.
Or, anytime you want. Maybe first thing, maybe on a break in the morning, instead of going out and drinking a soda, having something that you really shouldn't be eating. Get a 5-minute workout in.
Gotcha.
Do it after work.
There's really no excuses. Yep, there's no excuses, and we only have 2 minutes left, but I really want to end, even if we get a minute in, on you, like you said, the nutrition part of it.
Oh.
Because you eat well, and I know a guy who was running 5 miles a day, but he wasn't eating right. He was gaining weight.
All right.
So, it's all about the food too. You have to do both. And do you have one little minute to talk on that?
Oh, yeah, sure. A couple things. One of the real things that you have to think about is cutting out the things that are bad. We know the difference between a Twinkie and an apple. Right? We know the apple's healthy, the Twinkie's not. Okay? So cut the bad stuff out. That is your first thing you have to do. Just get strong, cut it out. Next thing, fruits, vegetables, lean cuts of meat. How basic can it be? Follow those rules. It's real simple. Oh, one more. Drink as much water as you can.
Great. Thank you, Matt, for coming on.
All right,
that was
anytime.
great. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And that's a gift to the community of Exeter and surrounding areas, and all you YouTubers watching us too. Start taking care of yourself today. Do those baseline things I told you. Do something, a random act of kindness. Do that today, right? And then next thing, do that little exercise we just did, and make a good choice on food today. You're going to start to become that amazing person that I know you are, and that you guaranteed are. So please, do it. Just do it. Thank you.